The moment Marcus pulled out that black card, the boutique manager's face went from smug satisfaction to pure terror. And let me tell you, what happened next changed everything. But let me back up and tell you this story from the beginning. So there's this guy named Marcus Chen, right? 28 years old, heir to a massive retail empire worth billions. His family owns over 300 luxury boutiques across the country. But here's the thing about Marcus. He wasn't interested in sitting in some fancy office all day. He wanted to understand real life, understand how regular people lived. So he decided to work as a delivery driver for 6 months, just for the experience, just for fun. His father thought he was crazy, but Marcus didn't care. He got himself a beat-up Honda, put on some simple clothes, and started delivering packages all over the city. Now, Marcus had been dating this girl named Jessica for about 2 years. She was beautiful, no doubt about that. Long dark hair, always dressed perfectly, always wanted the finest things. Marcus never told her about his real identity. He wanted someone who would love him for who he was, not what he had. But Jessica, she got tired of dating a delivery guy. She wanted designer bags, fancy restaurants, expensive jewelry. All the things Marcus could easily afford, but chose not to flaunt. 3 weeks before our story begins, Jessica dumps Marcus. She tells him she's found someone better, someone with a real career. That someone was David Park, a branch manager at one of the Chen family boutiques. Ironic, right? Marcus was heartbroken, but he let her go. He figured if she couldn't see his worth beyond money, she wasn't the one. Now, fast forward to that fateful Saturday afternoon. Marcus needed some new clothes for a family event coming up. He decided to visit one of his family's boutiques, the flagship store downtown. The same store where David worked as manager. Pure coincidence? Or maybe fate? Marcus walks in wearing his usual delivery guy outfit. Faded jeans, a plain white t-shirt, old sneakers, nothing fancy at all. The boutique was stunning, all marble floors and crystal chandeliers. Racks of expensive suits, designer dresses, luxury accessories everywhere. Marcus starts browsing through the men's section, checking out some suits. A young sales attendant named Melissa spots him. She looks him up and down with this disgusted expression. She walks over and says, "Sir, I don't think you understand the kind of store this is." Marcus looks at her calmly and says, "I'm just looking at clothes." Melissa laughs. "Actually, these suits start at $5,000 each. Maybe you should try them all down the street." Marcus smiles and says, "I think I'll stay and look around, thanks." Melissa rolls her eyes and says, "Look, we don't allow window shoppers here. You're wasting my time and making other customers uncomfortable." Marcus is about to respond when he hears a familiar voice. "Marcus." He turns around and there's Jessica, holding hands with a guy in an expensive suit. David Park, the branch manager, standing there all proud. Jessica's eyes go wide with shock and embarrassment. She says, "Why are you following me around?" "I told you we're done, Marcus. Stop stalking me." Marcus shakes his head and says, "Following you? Jessica, I didn't even know you'd be here. I'm just trying to buy some clothes." David steps forward, puffing out his chest. He says, "Who is this, babe?" Jessica says, "Just my broke ex-boyfriend I told you about. The delivery guy who couldn't afford to take me anywhere nice." David looks at Marcus with pure contempt. He says, "Oh, so you're the loser she dumped. Can't say I blame her, buddy. I mean, look at you, and look at what I can give her." Marcus stays calm, doesn't react to the insult. David continues, "A girl like Jessica deserves someone who can actually afford nice things. Someone with a real career, not some guy who delivers packages." Melissa, the sales attendant, jumps in. She says, "Mr. Park, I was just about to escort him out. He clearly can't afford anything here." David smiles and says, "Good call, Melissa. Actually, you know what? If you really want those clothes, pay for them right now." Otherwise, I'll have security throw you out. Jessica laughs, enjoying the whole situation. She says, Marcus, just leave. You're embarrassing yourself. Marcus reaches into his pocket slowly. He pulls out a sleek black card. Not just any credit card, but a Centurion card. The legendary American Express black card. The card that has no spending limit. The card only given to the ultra-wealthy. Melissa sees it first and bursts out laughing. She says, oh please, that's obviously fake. You probably bought that off some website. She reaches out and snatches the card from Marcus's hand. She's about to toss it in the trash when David sees it. His eyes focus on the card, and suddenly his face changes. The color drains completely, he says. Wait, Melissa, give me that card. Melissa hands it over, confused. David examines it closely, his hands starting to shake. He looks at the name embossed on it. Marcus Chen. Then he looks up at Marcus, really looks at him this time. His face goes from white to grey. He says, You're Marcus Chen. Marcus nods and says, that's right. David's voice cracks as he says, as in, Chen family, the owners of ... of this entire company. Marcus says, my father owns the company. I'm just the heir. The whole boutique goes silent. Jessica's mouth drops open in complete shock. Melissa looks like she might faint. David starts stuttering. Mr. Chen, I had no idea ... I'm so sorry ... Marcus says calmly. You didn't know because I didn't want you to know. I've been working as a delivery driver to understand real life. To meet real people who judge me for who I am, not what I have. He looks at Jessica, he says. I guess that experiment gave me all the answers I needed. David is practically begging now, he says. Please, Mr. Chen. I didn't mean any disrespect. I was just ... I didn't realize ... Marcus says. You didn't realize. So you thought it was okay to mock someone. To look down on someone because of their job. David, you're fired. David's face crumbles. He says, no, please, I have bills. I need this job. Marcus says, you should have thought about that before judging people. Melissa, you're fired too. Melissa starts crying, begging for another chance. Marcus turns to Jessica. She's standing there, clearly trying to process everything. She says, Marcus, baby, I didn't know. We can start over ... Marcus laughs, not meanly, just oddly. He says, now I'm good enough. Now that you know I have money. Jessica, this is exactly why I never told you. You proved today that you never loved me. You loved what you thought I could give you. Jessica tries to grab his arm, but Marcus steps back. He calls over another employee and buys himself 3 suits, $2,000 worth of accessories, paying with that black card. The transaction goes through instantly. Marcus looks at David one more time. He says, I'm having corporate review re-employee at this location. Anyone who treats customers the way you did is gone. This business was built on respect, and you've forgotten that. Then he walks out of that boutique, leaving his ex-girlfriend, her new boyfriend who just lost his job, and the fired sales attendant standing there in shock. Within a week, Marcus promoted respectful employees to management positions. He implemented new training about treating every customer with dignity. And Jessica, she tried calling him dozens of times. Marcus never answered. He eventually met someone genuine, someone who loved him when he was just a delivery guy. And that black card, he still rarely uses it. Because Marcus learned the most important lesson. Real character shows when people think you have nothing to offer them. And that's a story you won't forget.